Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and this is our podcast number 154. It's Thursday the 25th of September 2025, which means it's only 3 months till Christmas. But who's counting, right? Oh my goodness, that's literally 12 weeks or so. I just cannot believe how close we are to the end of this year. So we are pretty much 3/4 of the year done. That is just crazy. So once again, thank you for joining us tonight, hanging out with all of us so we can say, hey, what have you been up to all week? I get to showcase all your makes. I showcase some of my makes, and of course at the end there is always a little bit of life. It has been a very busy few weeks and this week was no different. So without any further ado, let's get started with showcasing all of your wonderful makes. Just pop my clipboard down as always because it does keep me on track, generally anyway. Now, as always, our friend Geraldine from G Crochet Off the Hook joins us for Beanie of the Week. I'm so excited to say that this week she has done so as well. Now, Geraldine crocheted 3 beanies using L yarn ends in the colours Peacock, Apple Green and Mistletoe with a 6mm hook. And I absolutely love the little caterpillar plushie that you use for the photo shoot, Geraldine. So thank you so much for joining in with us. I really do love your colour combinations. Now next we have our friends Kim and her daughter Rachel, and they have sent in a beautiful collection of makes, both crocheted and knitted. Now Kim made this little cat using the Tickly Tots yarn, requested by her granddaughter with the yarn she wanted, and I'm sure that your granddaughter loves her little cat. Now Rachel made the owl donut, the heart and the 3 snowmen using Stylecraft yarn in various colours, and they are all so super cute. The knitted snowmen were knitted using Stylecraft yarn in very pretty pastel colours and white. And I absolutely love all their little beanies. Now next we have Rachel knitted this beautiful little dress using King Cole Baby Pure yarn. The little socks were made with leftover sock yarn. They're so tiny, they're so cute. And the hat and mitts were made with Soda Snuggly in a lovely pale yellow coloured yarn. They're all so beautiful. And lastly, we have Rachel's knitted this little cardigan using Tickly Tots baby yarn. I absolutely love the colours in that yarn, and it's nice hearing about the different yarns because Rachel and Kim live in the UK, so they sound like super soft yarns, all of these, as you can tell from the makes. So thank you so much, Kim and Rachel, for sharing your beautiful makes with us. Now next we have our friend Laura. She has crocheted these beautiful pumpkins. I absolutely love the addition of the little cinnamon quill for the stem. Very, very pretty colour choices there. Thank you so much, Laura, for sharing your pumpkins with us. Now next we have our friend Diane, and she is still enjoying crocheting all her fall or autumn themed items, including this pumpkin holder. The pattern is by Brianna Kay's Designs. So very pretty. Now these pumpkin coasters are a pattern by Repeat Crafter Me, made for the Great Pumpkin Cow, hosted by our friend Lynn at Lynn Penguin's Creations. Both very, very fall decor for your home. Excellent. Thank you so much, Diane, for sharing those makes. But Diane also joins us for Beanie of the Week. Now, Diane crocheted 2 caterpillar beanies, one using variegated yarn, which didn't show the pattern up very well, thought Diane. But I'm so glad that, Diane, you shared that with us so that we can actually see how the variegated yarn works up for that pattern. Because I was wondering, I was very curious about that. So Diane crocheted a second beanie using Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek in fallish colours, sort of rustic candy corn colours. I thought the same thing when I saw that beanie. I instantly thought candy corn. The pattern is very nice and clear in that one. Diane used a 6mm hook for both of the beanies. Thank you so much, Diane, for sharing all your makes with us. Now next we have our friend Liza, and today happens to be Liza's birthday, so hip hip hooray Liza. We all wish you a very, very happy birthday. I hope all your dreams and wishes come true. Now Liza crocheted these very pretty sunflower coasters for her work colleague's birthday. Liza followed the YouTube tutorial by Blossom Crochet. Liza used Novita Marabai yellow yarn, which is 40% cotton, 40% viscose, and 20% polyamide. And the brown yarn is Fildar cotton N4, which is 100% cotton. And I think that was just such a beautiful birthday gift. Thank you so much, Liza, for sharing. Now, next we have our friend Jill from Gumleaf Crochet and Yarn. This mandala wall hanging is Jill's latest FO. She has named it the Melaleuca Mandala. Jill enjoyed designing it and learned lots along the way, she tells us. Now, Jill used cotton acrylic yarn and a 25 centimeter hook to mount the mandala on. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Jill, you are so very clever designing your own mandala, and I look forward to your future designs. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And last but not least, we have our friend Ali Cat. She has crocheted 4 tissue box covers requested by her cousin, who will be gifting them to their other cousins. And I'm sure that all the recipients will love them. Absolutely love that. Now, this gorgeous rectangular shawl is made using Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes, and a stitch tutorial from the YouTube channel Crochet Rocks. Thank you so much, Ali Cat, for sharing all your lovely makes with us. Now, as we can see, all our yarny friends have been very busy this week, and as always, I so enjoy showcasing everybody's makes. And if you'd like to send across your makes, just email them to me. And as I always say, I'll be sure to showcase them in our next podcast. Now, let me pop those over there for now. Now, we're going to talk about Beanie of the Week. And I absolutely love this week's Beanie of the Week. And I have to tell you, it is one of the quickest and funnest makes I've made in a while. Now, our friend Olga at Olga Poltava on YouTube, excuse me, has made the Swirl Beanie Hat. Oh my gosh, look at that awesome design, guys. I absolutely loved making this beanie. Now, I did use my Spot Saver 100% acrylic yarn here. Such a beautiful color, the pink. And I did use the same hook that Olga used, which was the 5mm hook, but because I'm a tight crocheter, I actually went down 2 extra rows. So next time I make this, because let me tell you, if you're into market makes or donation beanies, and something that's a little bit like, you know, prettier than just the average vanilla beanie, this one crochets up so quickly. So what I was saying is that I will definitely be using a 5.5mm hook next time. And then if that still turns out to be a little bit short for like my head size, I'll go up to a 6. But as I said, you know, very easy to fix, to grow it as long as you like. So I fixed that, you know, problem with my tight tension very quickly. Not problem, just the way that it worked out. So I wonder how many of you will be making this gorgeous beanie. Look at that. It definitely is a beautiful swirl. So it's almost like what it reminded me when I was crocheting was a filet crochet. So if you like making those little windows, you know, by using chain stitches to create a beautiful pattern, this is the beanie for you. So thank you so much, Olga, for designing such a beautiful, actually a very pretty hat and such a beautiful tutorial. So I look forward to seeing all of your makes, and I wonder what that would look like in a variegated yarn or a stripy yarn. Maybe that's what I should make, what yarn I should use the next time I make it. So I look forward to seeing all of your beanies next week. Now, next we have the Great Pumpkin Cow, hosted by our friend Lynn at Lynn Penguins Creations. And for week 3, we made a coaster, or 2 or 3 or 4. I managed to get one in. Now, the design is by Repeat Crafter Me, and it is a YouTube tutorial. That's my little leaf there, and it seems to just want to drop, and that's the way that it looks. But when it's down flat, it's nice because you can actually push it to the side when you put your cup on there or your mug. Very, very quick and easy make, guys. I actually used my 5.5mm hook with my Spot Saver yarn in all the different colors that I needed. So this one is actually called Pumpkin, which is perfect. And then I had the brown, which need tiny, tiny scraps for these projects. And this one I think is called Spring Green from memory, all Spot Saver yarns. So thank you so much, Lynn, once again for inviting us to join you in this fun cal. I look forward to week 4's make. So we're nearly at the end of the month. So we've only got one, maybe two projects to go. Now the other cal, I'm guessing it's a cal that I've been participating in, is hosted by our friend Tracy at Travel Crochet AU. And it is the Crochet Roulette Cal 2025. And so for week 4, we had to make something using pastel colors and safari animals. And I've always wanted to make a giraffe. So as you can see here, we have a giraffe. Let me pop this down for now. So here he is here. Now, as you can see, the spots are missing. So I'm going to ask for your help in a minute. But how cute is he, guys? Now, the legs, it's funny when he sits, the legs the way that they are. I like that look when he's sitting. I did make him a lot smaller than the actual tutorial, and I'll show you. Oops. There we go. So I used the YouTube tutorial, but I also had printed off the pattern. It's by Anna at Little Crochet Farm, and she made a giant one. Now you can follow along the tutorial, and what I love about this pattern is that it shows you a unique way, well, unique to me, I hadn't used this technique before, where you actually pop the neck inside the head. So you leave them both open and you go down 2 rows and then you stitch it on. So it actually makes for a very sturdy head, as you can see. So I am going to implement that, I think, in future makes, especially for doll making, and actually any toy where, you know, it has a longer neck. So I think that that was brilliant, just learning that technique. Now, because it had to be pastel colors, I did use this very pale Jolly and Joy velour yarn here. I absolutely love this yarn, guys, and it teamed up beautifully with the Aldi yarn. So this was the Aldi yarn in the yellow. And now this is the, you know, where I need your help. So I was thinking that I would do one of 2 things. So let me pop the pattern down. I would either continue with this color for the spots here, or I thought to make it a little bit cutesier, because you need to make 9 spots, different sizes, and then you sew them on. Don't you love his little eyebrows? I think he's adorable. I thought I might make 3 of each, like the blue, the mint, and the orange color, or the apricot color. What do you think? Will that be too much? I just thought it'd be very like little baby colors. So this is why I haven't added the spots. And also, truth be told, I did finish him late last night, so I probably did run out of time as well. But I definitely need to add spots to make him more giraffe looking. But I actually love him. Look at his little antennae and his ears. I always get that point though. If you have any advice on that, I would really appreciate it as well. But here he is here. Now the tail, I think, needs a little bit of brown on the end, acrylic yarn, and I need to make it like fluffy, not fluffy, like separate it. So I'll need to get onto that as well. But there you go. That was the make for week 4 for Crochet Roulette. I look forward to week 5 spin. So I wonder what colors will come up and what theme. Thank you so much, Tracy, and all 9 other YouTube channels that are involved. I have so enjoyed going across and visiting all of them and seeing what their makes are every week. So please make sure you go and visit them as well. So that was actually a lot of fun. Finally made the giraffe. Has been on my crochet to-do list for so long. Now, okay, I have to say that what you're going to see next, Jenny from In My Spare Time Crochet made me do it, because she showed these gorgeous little cuties in blankets and I just had to get them. So here they are here, right? So this is a paid for pattern on Etsy, and the designer is, I have written it down here because there's no way I would remember. Where is it, guys? See, I write things down and then I still forget. Here it is here. Plushy Co. So Plushi Co. On, like I said, on Etsy. It's not a very expensive pattern. I can't remember what I paid, maybe around $5, something like that. And you get the 3 patterns for the little kitten, the little puppy, and the little rabbit. And the blanket is all the same. Now, I did use, once again, my Jolly and Joy yarn and the Aldi yarn. And let me show you how adorable they are. Oh my goodness. Okay. Look at this. I had to make the little doggy first. Look at that. And he pops in and out of his little blankie. And look at this guy. Oh my gosh. Seriously, look at that face. And he even has a little tail. And I love the ears. Now, the designer did say that you could sew them down, but I quite like them looking like that. And here's his little friend, the cat. Now, this little cat has little marks on its leg and its paw. You could do that on its head as well. So you could do 1 marking, 2 markings, 1 on either side. And also there's a little tail here. And I do need to make the little rabbit and some more little blankets. Now, the blankets are very easy to crochet following the pattern. And you just sew them up in the middle. Now, I remember Jenny was saying she wasn't sure if she would sew the hole down the bottom. Now, I don't think so. I will, Jenny, and anyone else that makes it. I don't think they'll fall through. And the designer does say that you can have the little paws sticking out like that. Can you see that? Oh my gosh. Or you can tuck them in. So let me tuck them in for you. And how super cute is that? Seriously, can you imagine a little tiny person cuddling this and just loving on it? I just love that. So Jenny, it's all your fault, but thank you. I really do appreciate that you, didn't say that I had to go and get the pattern, but I'm so glad that you shared, and I just had to have it in my collection. And it's very often that I run out to buy a pattern, but that one just made me smile. Now, next, I'm very excited to say that our friend Kim at Crafty Chaos Emporium, she has a pattern test for her magic mushrooms. Here they are here. And I was lucky enough to get chosen as one of her testers. So next week I'll bring that to you, and as soon as the pattern is released by Kim, of course I will let you know. I'm pretty sure most of you go and hang out with her anyway, and if you don't go and do so, she has quite a few free patterns on Instagram and a couple of 2, 3, 4, well, she's got her big fat pig pattern on Etsy. She's also got her octopus, and she's actually really pretty. She has like a flower crown. I can't remember what other patterns she has on there, but she definitely has. We'll have this one on there very soon. So thank you, Kim, for choosing me. I'm so excited to get started on this one. More than likely it'll be this weekend. Now, I do have a couple of reminders for you. So as it's nearly the end of the month, please get all your makes to me via email to, Coco's Crochet. It's in the description box, the email address for our hashtag Best Dress 18-inch doll Cal 2025 and our birthstones Cal 2025. In actual fact, I have to get my makes done as well, because I have not started as yet, because I have had a very, very busy few weeks. If you don't already know, I did have a market or festival day on Saturday, and thank you to so many of you that have already watched that. I really do appreciate all your wonderful, wonderful comments. And if you haven't watched that and you have an hour and a half to spare, pop it on, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and something to crochet. And I hope that you enjoy that little journey with me. So we've only got about a week before we finalize our September makes for our cows. And then I'll put out, the showcase videos, and then we'll announce our new projects. So that is very, very exciting. And the other thing, excuse me, I've got fluff. And the other thing that I'm so excited about, because I actually had a conversation with the organisation today, is for our 2026 Crocheting for the Community project. I will announce who they are and, what we can make for them. It is so very exciting. So that announcement will be very early in October, because we'll have 6 months until next April 2026 to, you know, get everything in. I just cannot wait for that one. As I said, I had those conversations today and it was so exciting. Now, next, I think that's it for crochet, guys. I can't think that I've forgotten anything. As far as this list goes, I definitely haven't. So let's, you know, just talk a little bit about life because, you know, it's a carry on from our health journey from last week. So I'll just give you guys a little update. Steve, thankfully, is at least 75% better. He does have that lingering cough, but that tends to come with, you know, having influenza B, which I think he had, but he doesn't. He just thinks he had a cold. Anyway, whatever it was, he is on the mend, thankfully. I was very lucky that he was well enough to spend the day with me at the market on Saturday. Steve's son, unfortunately, has not passed that kidney stone as yet. The doctors believe it's breaking up because there has been movement where the pain is traveling. So although he's still been in a little bit of pain, he's managed to go back to work. And hopefully sooner than later, all the pain would have disappeared. Now, Steve's mum went home last night to her nursing home from the hospital. So we're hoping that while she's in there with physio and, you know, the trusted nurses and staff at the nursing home that she loves and they love her, she'll actually get up soon and be mobile again. So that is, you know, what we're all praying for. Thank you to each and every one of you for, you know, all your beautiful well wishes. Your kind words really do lift our spirits and warm our heart. I can't tell you how much that helps. And I did share every single one of your well wishes with Steve and his family, so thank you. So, you know, that's pretty much our health update. Excuse me. Now, the fun update is that our spring break, our school holiday spring break, I'm going to call it, is coming up. One more sleep, guys. So as of end of business day tomorrow, I'll be on school holidays for 2 whole weeks. I'm so very excited. I already have a couple of lunch dates lined up, a couple of appointments with my mum that we need to do a follow-up on, you know, her eye surgery, cataract surgery, just a routine checkup, a few appointments to do with her aged care package, which is, you know, a very long-term process, but, you know, at least we've started it. And then I'd like to spend, as always, the first day of the school holidays in pajamas. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And hopefully I'll get quite a bit of crochet done and some admin stuff that I really do need to do for Coco's Crochet, which I seem to not neglect, but always put till last. And I'm just hoping to have a couple of days where I can just relax and do what I need to do there without the pressure of everything else that's going on. So that's pretty much it, guys. In a nutshell, it's been a very busy and very quick week as always. I hope you're all keeping well and you've had a wonderful week. I know that there is so much happening in the world, but as I always say, we are very lucky that we have crochet to heal us, to calm us, to bring us to that Zen place where we just need to be, to reset. So, you know, as always, just take that time for you, because if we don't make sure that we allow ourselves to have that time, let's be real, nobody else is going to worry if we are just running all the time, tripping, picking ourselves up again, starting, running again. We just need to stop and say, it's my time. So thank you for spending some time with me today. I love hanging out with you guys. It's actually one of the highlights of my week, and I do talk about it all the time. As soon as all those comments come in and we have that interaction, I can tell you there's always a smile on my face. So before you know it, we'll be back together again on a Thursday. But until then, please take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.